Hello and welcome. I am Abyss from Killjoy Gaming, and usual announcement, once we hit 30 subs, I will be releasing a subscriber Discord because I feel like it. Now on to the actual deck. This deck blew my mind how expensive it was. And of course, I have to be talking about Hero. Or as I call it, I wonder if Kaiba or Blue Eyes can beat these prices. Now, if you're looking to build Hero, and I'm not just meaning like Elemental Hero, Destiny Hero, I'm meaning the entire group of them combined, you are looking at 810 URCP. That is blowing out the previous 700 and something for Skull Servants. Next for SRCP, you're looking at 570, which again, that's about going price, but the 810 URCP is absurd. For rare CP, you're looking at 240, and finally normal CP, whopping 30, and that is for one copy of Polymerization. Yeah, this deck is expensive as all heck. On to why this deck is so expensive. Well, first off, we have 2 copies of Maxi, 2 copies of Ash. This deck has all the staples we need: Infinite Impermanence, Forbidden Droplet. Surprisingly, I'm not running one Nibiru. How I love the Big Rock. Now onto the actual hero cards. Vision Hero Increase. This is the line for the Ferris combo. Usually, so I'll start with the beginning of this combo, Ferris. You can start one other hero monster. Hopefully it's either Shadow Mist or Malicious or something that wants to be in the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can place one Vision Hero monster, aka Increase, from your deck, except Vision Hero Ferris, in your spell and trap card zone face up as a continuous trap. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except for hero monsters. That is not usually a problem. The only non-hero monster in our extra deck is Verte Anaconda. And you can only use each effect of Vision Hero Ferris once per turn. Once we activate Vision Hero Increase as a trap card into our spell and trap zone, first, let's get rid of, during the main phase, if this card is treated as a continuous trap, you contribute 1 hero monster to special summon this card. If this card is special summoned from your spell and trap zone, you can special summon 1 4 lower Vision Hero monster from your deck, aka Vision Hero Vylon. More on him later. And you can only use each effect of Vision Hero Increase once per turn. It has another effect, by the way, that if you take battle or effect damage while this card is in your graveyard, you can place it in your spell or trap zone as a continuous trap. So you can continually use this. This is why I have 2 Vylons. Now we will finish off the combo by talking about Vision Hero Vylon. If this monster is normal or special summoned, you can send 1 hero monster from your deck to your graveyard, aka Malicious or Shadow Mist usually, and sometimes the occasional Denier. You can only use this effect of Vision Hero Vylon once per turn. Once per turn, you can banish 1 hero monster from your graveyard to add 1 Polymerization from your deck to your hand. The adding poly effect is a soft once per turn. The Bin a Hero is a hard once per turn. Now on to Vision Hero Denier. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can take 1 Destiny Hero monster from your deck, graveyard, or that is banished, and place it on the top of your deck. Usually this will be to recycle a Malicious, so it's like you have 3 copies of him now. And place it on the top of your deck. You can only use this effect Destiny Hero Denier once per turn. If you have a Destiny Hero monster on your field or in your graveyard other than Destiny Hero Denier, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only use this effect of Destiny Hero Denier once per duel. Not only is this thing an extra material for you to get into your extra heroes and or fusions, it's great for resetting a Destiny Hero Malicious, or in the extremely rare case, setting a Plasma to the top of your deck. Next we have Elemental Hero Stratus. When this card is normal or special summon, you can activate one of these effects. Destroy spell or trap cards up to the number of hero monsters you control, except this card. Why didn't it just say other hero monsters? Or add one hero monster from your deck to your hand. You are almost always using the second effect, but there are niche uses for the first. By the way, none of these are once per turn, but it is a one effect, so it can miss timing. Next, we have 2 copies of Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. By the way, Stratos, Vylon, and Ferris are all URs. Back to Shadow Mist. If this card is special summon, you can add one change quick play spell from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, usually you're using this second effect, you can add one hero monster from your deck to your hand except Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. You can only use one effective Elemental Hero Shadow Mist per turn and only once that turn. Sometimes you will use the mass change, or the change quick play spell card, aka mass change, getting effect, but normally you are binning it to get more heroes in your hand. I skipped a card. Next, we're running 1 copy of Evil Hero Just a Gold. You can discard this card to add 1 Dark Fusion or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except Evil Hero Just a Gold. You can only use this effect of Evil Hero Just a Gold per turn. This card cannot attack unless you control a fusion monster. You are almost never using it for that attacking effect, even though he is a 2100. Next, we have Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier. When this card is normal summon, you can target 1 level 4 lower hero monster in your graveyard, except Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier and special summon. If this card is used for material for a hero monster and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can draw 2 cards and then discard a card. You can only use 1 effect of Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier effect per turn and only once that turn. Again, you are going to be using it for the draw effect because we like cards in our hand for Yu-Gi-Oh! Next, we're running 2 copies of Elemental Hero Malicious. This guy really doesn't need an introduction, but when this card, you can banish this card from your graveyard, especially 1 Destiny Hero Malicious from your deck. This is not a once per turn in any way, shape, or form. Hence why it's limited to 2. Now for more URs in this deck. We are running 1 copy of Elemental Hero Honest Neos. Quick effect, you can discard this card, then target 1 hero monster you control. It gains 2500 attack till the end of this turn. Quick effect, you can discard 1 hero monster. This card gains attack. You will discard a monster till the end of this turn. You can only use each effective Elemental Hero Honest Neo once per turn. It is an Honest. Who doesn't want an Honest? Next, we're running my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Destiny Hero Plasma. Cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned by tributing 3 cards, or 3 monsters. Does not specify what kind of monster, so this can be run in almost any kind of deck. But hero is his home. Negate the effect of monsters while your opponent controls them. This is a skill drain on legs. And he has a once per turn effect that you can target 1 monster your opponent controls and equip to this card. It gains attack equal to half the original attack of that monster equipped by this effect. Not only can it act as a skill drain, it is also a relinquished. Next, we're running 1 copy of the only normal in this deck, Polymerization. Next, we're running 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. You can get that from doing your beginning missions, so you do not need to spend CP on it. Next, we're running 1 copy of Miracle Fusion, which is your target for when you summon Elemental Hero Sunrise. You can fusion summon 1 Elemental Hero monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials mentioned from your field and or graveyard. I don't know why it doesn't say and or. Weird, but we will roll with it. Next, we're running 1 copy of Emergency Call. This is the budget option for A Hero Lives. I do not own 3 Hero Lives, so I'm running 1 copy of Emergency Call. It adds 1 Elemental Hero from your deck to your hand, aka Elemental Hero Stratos. Now, A Hero Lives. If you control no face-up monsters, pay half your life points, special summon 1 level 4 or lower Elemental Hero monster from your deck, aka Stratos. Next, we're running the target for Elemental Hero Just Gold, that is Dark Calling. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that can be special summoned with Dark Fusion by banishing the materials mentioned from your hand or graveyard. It's treated as a fusion from Dark Fusion. What you summon off of this is Evil Hero Malicious Bane. Next, you're running 1 copy of Fusion Destiny because this card is limited to 1 because of this boy right here, Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, which they decided not to ban. Hero players rejoice for it. Now you can fusion summon, I don't really think this needs to be read, but I'm going to read it anyways. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions Destiny Hero monsters as material, using cards from your hand or deck as fusion materials, but destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. Also, for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except Dark Hero monsters. You can only activate one fusion Destiny per turn. Once you activate this, you are locked into Dark Hero monsters, which means no Absolute Zero, no Acid, no Trinity, but you can still summon Evil Hero Malicious Bane off of your Dark Culling. Next, we are running one copy of D-Force. Most people would not run this. I am running this because I love the boy Plasma, and it makes him a almighty house. When this card is activated, you can add one Destiny Hero Plasma from your deck or graveyard to your hand while you control Destiny Hero Plasma. Apply the following effects. You cannot draw during your draw phase. Your opponent cannot target cards you control with card effects. Each Destiny Hero Plasma you control gains 100 attack for each monster in your graveyard, cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and also can make a second attack during your battle phase. This card's bad. Same with this card, but we run them because I love them. Next, we're running one copy of Super Poly. Discard one card, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck by using materials from either field as fusion material. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. Next, you're running one copy of Mass Change. Target one hero monster you control and send it to the graveyard. Off last that if it left the field by this effect, special summon one Masked Hero monster from your extra deck with the same attribute as the sent monster had when it was on the field. Its original attribute if it was face down. This can get us, if we have Elemental Hero Ab-Zero or Liquid Soldier on the field, into a Elemental Hero Acid for a Feather Duster-like effect, and also a Geki type effect from Absolute Zero. If we have Stratos on the field, that is the wrong card. We can go into Masked Hero Blast, and if we have a Dark monster on the field, we can go for Masked Hero Dark Claw, the bane of a lot of people's existence. Next, we are running two copies of Forbidden Droplet, two copies of Infinite Permanence, and one copy of D-Tactics. During your standby phase, if you have all hero monsters, you can have all hero monster control gain 400 attack, even this card leaves the field. If a level 8 or higher Destiny Hero monster or Destiny End Dragoon is special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can banish one card from your opponent's hand, random, field, or graveyard. If this card is in your spell trap zone and is destroyed by a card effect, you can add one Destiny Hero monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effective D-Tactics once per turn. I love using this for returning Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer and banishing a card from my opponent's hand. Permanently, I might add. Onto the extra deck. We are running one copy of Masked Hero Dark Claw. Must be special summoned by Mass Change. Any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. I love a Macrocosmos on legs. Once per turn, if your opponent adds cards from their deck to your hand, except during the draw phase or damage step, you can banish one random card from your opponent's hand. Not only does it punish your opponent for drawing cards, or adding cards to their hand, I should say, it also banishes one of them. If the card is special summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its current attack. Once per turn, quick effect, you pay 500 life and start one spell trap your opponent controls and return it to the hand. This is great for getting rid of continuous traps. Next, we're running one copy of Elemental Hero Sunrise. This requires two monsters of a different attribute. That does come up sometimes. Monsters you control gain 200 attack for each different attribute you control. Great attack buff. You can only use each effect the following effects of Elemental Hero Sunrise once per turn. If this special summon, you can add one Miracle Fusion from your deck to your hand. When an attack is declared involving another hero monster you control, you can target one card on the field, specifically a card, so you can also target spells and traps, and destroy it. My favorite combo is to have Sunrise, Plasma, and Destiny Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Next, we're running one copy of Elemental Hero Ab-Zero. This requires one hero monster, one water monster. Must be fusion summoned. I don't know why. Older hero monsters are weird. It has the must be fusion summoned. Gains 500 attack for each water monster on the field, except Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. If this card leaves the field, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Yeah, it's mainly used for that effect. Elemental Hero The Shining. This is great for closing games if you really need to. Must be fusion summoned. Cannot be special summoned from other ways. This card gains 300 attack for each banished hero monster, Elemental Hero monster, specifically Elemental Hero. I hate that it says that. I wish it just said hero. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target up to 2 of your banished elemental hero monsters and add those targets to your hand. This is great for recycling a Honest Neos, believe it or not. Elemental hero, Great Tornado. By the way, Shining is a 1 effect when it's sent to the graveyard, so it can miss timing. If this card is fusion summoned, have the attack of all face-up monsters your opponents currently control. And that is not till the end phase. Vision Hero Trinity requires 3 hero monsters. After this card is fusion summoned for the rest of this turn, this card's attack becomes double its original attack. If this fusion summoned card, can make a second and third attack during each battle phase and cannot attack directly. It is great for destroying every monster your opponent controls, and if they're in attack position, it can be lethal. Next, we're running 1 copy of Masked Hero Acid. When this card special summon, destroy as many spell and trap cards your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, all monsters they control lose 300 attack. The attack thing is niche, but Harpy's Feather During your opponent is amazing. 1 evil hero monster, 1 level 5 or higher monster must be special summoned by a dark fusion, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. During your opponent's main phase, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls with attack less or equal to this card, and it gains 200 attack for each monster destroyed this way. You also cannot declare attack for the rest of this turn except with hero monsters. That is not a problem. You can only use this effect of Evil Hero Malicious Bane once per turn. Attacking with hero monsters, oh, my heart is broken. My entire deck is hero monsters. Pretty much. Now this requires 1 level 6 or higher hero monster and 1 Destiny hero monster. Monsters your opponent controls lose 200 attack for each hero monster in your graveyard. This is very relevant. You can only use each effect of Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer once per turn. Quick effect, you can destroy 1 card you control and 1 card on the field. If this card is destroyed, by the way, that does not target. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, including its own, you can activate this effect. Special summon 1 Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard during the standby phase of next turn. Since this is a delayed summon, Judgment cannot stop this. Next, you're running 1 copy of Extra Hero Wonder Driver, 2 hero monsters to summon it. If a hero monster is normal special summon to a zone this card points to, you can have 1 Polymerization or 1 card Fusion spell or 1 card Change Quick Play spell in your graveyard and set the target. You can only activate this effect of Extra Hero Wonder Driver once per turn if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card in possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 hero monster from your hand. The second effect is niche, but the first effect is great for recycling polys and mass changes and miracle fusions. Next, you're running 2 copies of Extra Hero Cross Crusader. This requires 2 warrior monsters. If this card is link summoned, you can target 1 Destiny Hero monster in your graveyard and special summon. Then you tribute 1 Destiny Hero monster, add 1 hero monster with a different name from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Extra Hero Cross Crusader once per turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this effect except hero monsters. Again, that just no skin off my back. Now we're running 1 copy of Predaplant Verte Anaconda. This really doesn't need much of an introduction, but usually the effect you use is you can pay 2,000 life points to send 1 fusion or polymerization normal or quick play spell from your deck to your graveyard. This effect becomes that effect. Also, you cannot special summon a monster for the rest of the turn, and you can only use each effect of Predaplant Verte Anaconda once per turn. This is if all else fails. If your opponent negates pretty much everything, if you have 2 monsters, you can send a Fusion Destiny to the grave and summon not that card, this card, Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Finally, the last card, Extra Hero Dread Decimator. This requires 2+ hero monsters. This card, also any hero monsters, this points 2 gains 100 attack for each hero monster with a different name in your graveyard, and this card's attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. Great for closing out games. With that being said, let's actually get into the replays. Once Master Duel, of course, catches up with us. There's my stuff if you want to follow me on Master Duel. First up, this is just showing off a combo because our opponent disconnects. Although there's not much back and forth, it's good to see this deck when it can run, and what lines you have to go through with certain hands. Now this is very optimal. Opening a Rhoda Shadow Mist, and Stratos. Activating Stratos, adding Ferris, activating Ferris, pitching Shadow Mist to Special Summon Ferris, activating Shadow Mist, then Ferris, activating Vision Hero Increase, activating Increase to tribute the Ferris, Special Summon Ferris, get a Vylon, activating Vylon, pitching a Malicious, activating Vylon, sending the Ferris to Banish to add Poly, then going into a Wonder Driver. We will activate the Polymerization, fusing Denier and the Liquid Soldier, using Wonder Driver to get Poly. Then we have pretty much everything we could ever want in this now. Going into Cross Crusader, getting Denier back to the field, cycling the Banished Malicious, tributing that to get Plasma, activating that to send Honest Neos. And yeah, that's kind of where the disconnect. That is a great end board, and I was going to get my Plasma for the perfect board you will see in the third game. Game 2. This hand's a little crusty, but we can get there. Start by pitching a Liquid Soldier, activating Ferris, activate Increase, get the Ash. So we end the turn there with a Droplet and a Mass Change. They're going to activate Reflection of Endymion. We will get Master Hero Dark Cloud. They're going to activate Spellbook Magician, get Spellbook Organization, because they want to choose what they draw into. We're going to activate Dark Cloud to banish a random card from the hand. They're going to change the order of the deck, and we banish their Spellbook of Knowledge that they were going to use to draw 2. And then once they realize everything goes to the banish zone, they gave up. Now for a full combo, my favorite plays. It might be a little crusty, but we will get there. Okay. Activate a Hero that Lives. Go into Stratos, grab Ferris. Ferris, pitch Increase, get a second Increase. That's why we run 2. Get the Vion, my bad. Sending a Shadow Mist to the graveyard, grabbing Liquid Soldier. Banishing said Increase. Then we will now go into Vision Hero Sunrise. Sunrising and Liquid Soldiering. Pitching another Ferris. Destiny Hero. Then we will go Fusion Destiny for Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. Then we will go Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader getting Malicious back. Pitching Malicious for Plasma. Activating Malicious. Now I make a mistake here. I do Denier, activate Denier's effect. Reset the Malicious, but I forget to use the Malicious after that. But it doesn't matter. My opponent's playing vampires. And they're negated by Plasma. Gonna tribute summon for another monster. Then we use the Ash in our hands. And now we get to... Oh yeah, I forgot to use Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, which is a misplay. But he will summon himself back by his own effect. I'm gonna yoink with Plasma, summon Stratos to destroy the rest of his field, and we have lethal, and they surrender. Hero's great, but it's extremely, extremely expensive. And it kind of loses to Nibiru. Hard. Especially if you overcommit like I do. So again, be wary of Nibiru if you decide to build this deck, and I hope you have a small fortune if you are CP. And remember, Discord at 30 subs. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.